Hello guys, good afternoon everyone. It's your guy Fivolongwa and I'm here to show you to explain the trades we sent today to the forest community, to my forest community. Today actually was a good day because we're able to milk the market well today. We're able to end today in positive P&L. So let's go through the trades as I show you around. So now look at the first trade. The first trade today was on Bitcoin, BTC, USD. Bitcoin sell. So the reason why we're looking to sell was because the relationship between the passive here, this break of structure right here, we saw a break of structure right here, and we saw the market was reacting to that structure. So the first was because of the relationship between the passive and the aggressors were telling us that sellers are dominating right here, like sellers were the major participants in this area. So for you to know if a particular eye is actually protected, how you will know is the relationship between that passive of that eye that was formed, and then the aggressor that came to raid that passive. The relationship between them is going to tell you if sellers are the major participant there or not. So if sellers are the major participant, definitely market will not come to raid that eye. So we actually saw this, and using our volume profile, we marked out our POC, which is this line right here, our POC, which is the point of control, where a lot of trades, a lot of stuff happened in this area. So that point of control, you can see market was reacting from there, and that was one of the reasons why we actually said, okay, let's enter the sell. So we didn't actually wait. Normally I wait for market to raid this eye, like liquidity, make this eye liquidity, raid it, close inside the zone, like raid it, close inside the zone, and we enter. So I didn't wait for it. I was just like, okay, this reaction is good, and we entered. But nevertheless, market actually took us out invalid, so the trade became invalid, and that was how the sell ended. So this was in the morning around 6 a.m. in the morning. So the next trade that we actually took was on Bitcoin too, but this time around it was a buy. So we actually saw a buy on Bitcoin. I'm going to be explaining the trade very soon. So now this trade, the reason why we took the trade was simply because of this break of structure to the upside. Now we look for the relationship between the passive right here and the aggressors. The passive is the one that formed this eye, and the aggressors is the one that actually raided that eye. The relationship between two of them is what's going to determine if this low is going to be raided or not. So we can see that the relationship between two of them shows that this low is not going to be raided because buyers were the one actually dominating the trade. So now let me show you guys let me now show you guys the reason why we actually enter the trade. So now what do I use to actually know if a particular to actually know the relationship between the passive and the aggressor? When I mean the passive, this is the passive right there, this guy is the passive, and then where is the aggressor? This guy right here is the aggressor, the candlestick that actually raided that passive. So what I use to actually to get the relationship, to know who is actually dominating, to know who is the major participant between the passive, the relationship between the passive and the aggressors. For me, instead for me to use opening range to actually stress myself looking for the passive and the aggressors, know the relationship and know who is dominating more, all those things, all those stress, I just use my volume profile. So volume profile is a tool that actually tells me the data behind every movement, every candle, every movement in market. So I put my volume profile from here all the way to this place, and as you can see on my volume profile, you can see that look at it, from the passive all the way to the aggressors. You can see you are looking for the relationship between the passive and the aggressor, looking to know who is dominating. Now from the passive all the way to the aggressor, you can see on the volume profile we have 6.82k buyers, and for the sellers we have 5.5k sellers. So looking at this, you can see that we're having more buyers than sellers. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to look at our POC. So there's what we call POC, where a lot of trade actually happen in the market. A lot of trade actually happen. So this POC is very, very important. Why? Because this is where a lot of trade. Actually, a lot of major liquidity actually happened. A lot of money was pumped in at this POC. So you can see at the POC, it is very, very important for the POC, for buyers to be dominating in that POC if you are looking to buy, and if you are looking to sell, sellers must be dominating in that same POC. Now you can see on the POC, you can see the data 994 for buyers, and as you can see, sellers 876. So we can see that the POC, buyers are dominating for the POC, and also overall we can see buyers are dominating. So this simply means that this low right here is protected. This low is a protected low right here. This low is a protected low. So that's a protected low right there. So now this POC is basically like where we're going to be selling from. Well, I said where we're going to be selling from. Sorry for that. Where we're going to be buying from. That is where we're going to be buying from, below the POC. You know, we're looking to buy, so we want to buy below, from below the POC at a discount price. So that's where we're going to be buying from, as you can see right here. So right there, you can see. Now, just like the first trade that we took, which is Bitcoin sales, you can see the error that we made. Now we will not make that error again. Why? Because we'll have to wait patiently to get what we are looking for in the market. Patience is very, very important. This is what every trader needs to actually understand in the market. Now we are looking for liquidity, which is a raid. So looking at this, you can see this market came to hit our POC, and then you can see this reaction right here. Look at this reaction, study this reaction. You can see this reaction. Look at this reaction right here. So that reaction, what does it tell you? It simply tells you that a lot of traders are actually entering this market right here, and most of them, their stop loss will not be far away from there, just maybe below that area, or just at this particular place. That is where most of them, their stop loss will be. Maybe at this particular place, their stop loss for the trade will be. So now there's what we call raid or turtle soup in the market. I like to call it raid. It is when the market comes to raid a particular low and then closes inside that range. It does not close outside, it closes inside. That will tell you that exactly is a raid. So it closes inside the range and then gives you an engulfing candle. Not necessarily an engulfing candle, but at least the bearish candle that bearish candle, it will actually engulf a bearish candle at least. So sometimes this particular bearish candle, it will not engulf it totally first, but at the end of the day, it will engulf it and then maybe retrace and you enter your trade. So you can see right here, this is a low of this particular movement to the upside, and as you can see, market came and raided that low. Market raided it, fade that low, closed inside the range, and then gave us an engulfing candle. Beautiful stuff right there. So we actually saw this trade at this place. Thank God we saw it early. We saw this trade at this place, and we took the trade right there. So at this particular high, we break even to hold all the way to our final target. As you can see, this trade actually gave us a clean 1 to 5 hour Rixin 38 pips to make 200 pips on this trade. So you can see this is a beautiful trade. I really love it so much. Beautiful trade right here. So almost like 39 pips or so, just less than 39 pips to make 200 pips. Simple 1:5 RR on this trade. So this is basically how we trade every single day. The same thing also happened on a trade on that I saw on USD JPY. Yes, USD JPY. So this one, I actually saw this trade this morning, early hours of the day. Beautiful trade too. So you can see the same thing. You look for the relationship between your passive, which is this, and your aggressor. This is the aggressor. This is what's going to determine if this low is available for liquidity or not. Most of you just think liquidity is just equal highs or equal lows. No, you have to know liquidity is the relationship between the passive and the aggressor. If the relationship between the passive and the aggressor is showing that the buyers are available, if they break or short to the upside, buyers are dominant in this relationship, in this interaction between the passive and the aggressor, then that low is secured, very much secured. All you just need to do is look for a good entry, and that is all you need. So look at it. You can see look at it. You can see the total. You can see we have 48.84k buyers and right here 48.39k sellers. Just using the volume profile, the fixed rate volume profile, very, very important. It tells you, it shows you the naked part of the market, the naked part of the market that you cannot see with your ordinary eyes, right? So now the POC, very important, the POC must also be dominating. As you can see the buyers 4.9k and the sellers 3.8k. So buyers are dominating. Now from that POC, that's where we're going to be looking for our trade. Just put your horizontal line there, and the rest is history. You can see it. So this is not the holy grail. I'm not saying it's the holy grail, but this will give you profitability. To be honest, it will give you good profit, and you will not just trade the market based on just drawing lines and all. You trade the market based on real time data, real time data. So you can see this is where market came in, which is our POC, and you can see market gave us this particular stuff. Look at it. A lot of traders actually entered at this particular place right here. Oh, sorry, I was not able to draw that well. So a lot of traders actually entered right there. Look at it. They actually entered at this particular place. You can see it. They entered right there, and as you can see, market went all the way up and then came back to what. So the ability for you to be patient very, very well with the market is very, very important. So you can see market raided that area, raided it, and boom, the rest, like they say, is history. You can see look at it. Market, this bearish candle was later engulfed. That means market closed above that bearish candle. That shows you that tells you break of structure with the bearish side of the market. So you can see that is how we're able to see that trade on the 15 minutes time frame. Sorry, the entry was wrong right there. So the entry for the trade, if you can just wait for a little bit of retracement right there. So for this trade, I was able to I just took my my take profit at this high, because today is Friday and I'm not sure if price is gonna want to reach all the way to this high. So that's how we're able to see this beautiful trade. Simple stuff. Use your volume profile to look for your relationship between the buyers and sellers, to know if your low or your high is protected, and yeah, it's simple, just simple like that. So guys, make sure you join I'll be posting the link to my Telegram channel in case you want to join, to be receiving free signals. All my signals are free, no paid signals. You want to receive free quality signals. Yeah, that group is for you. And again, you want to get good educational content just like this. You can see I've made you 1% or 10% or even 50% better today just with this video. So please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and leave a like, comment any question you have for these particular videos. Just comment it in this video and I'll give my I'll answer those questions in the next video. See you guys on the next one. Thank you.